My name is Tamara Barnes, and this is Sonora Strait. Welcome to SS Radio Weekly's broadcast. Today we are covering an interesting place, filled with things that many of you haven't seen before. We are going to Kiev, Ukraine.
Okay, thanks Tamara for the intro. Now we're going to move on to culture.
Ooh.
So, I'm going to explain a few aspects of Kiev, but first we're going to start off with the importance of extended family in Ukraine. So, some couples live with their families until they have earned enough to move into their own house. Also, some are asked to leave their job so that they can help their family in the fall harvest food. Now that you've heard about standard family in Ukraine, I want to talk a little bit about their clothing. This is a vyshyvanka, a national outfit worn on special occasions. These are hand embroidered. As you can tell, these items are extremely detailed. These are headscarves, mainly worn by elder women. As you can tell by the far left, the white scarf has been crocheted. These items are extremely detailed, and Ukrainian women spend much time working on them. Last is a Ukrainian belt worn with the national outfit. The item on the top is a shapka, a Ukrainian hat. So, now is everyone's favorite part. Food. Oh, food. Kiev has 3 meals a day. The largest meal is lunch. So a few well-known or popular dishes in Ukraine are varensky. These are little dumplings filled with either fruits or vegetables, not usually meat though. The next one is halbutsky. This is cabbage leaves stuffed with ground meat and rice. Another one is kasha, a baked cereal. And the last one is borscht. This is a very common meal in Ukraine. It has potatoes and a variety of vegetables.
Interesting.
Now I'm just going to touch on a few interesting topics. Recreation. So a few common sports that are played there competitively and just for fun is soccer, volleyball, and hockey. Although a lot of people do enjoy fishing and dancing as well as exploring the outdoors. Another important part of Ukraine is their art. Embroidery is used in their national outfits, as you've seen, as well as tapestries and headscarves. Their embroidery is very important to their culture. Lastly is holidays. Kiev celebrates just about every single holiday that the United States does, as well as a few others. A few unique holidays is Victory Day, as well as National Women's Day. National Women's Day is just like Mother's Day, however, they also celebrate young girls by celebrating what they can become. Another part is Victory Day. Victory Day is the celebration of the Soviet Army. And throughout the whole day, they do the peace sign. However, this is used as a V. Victory Day.
Thank you, Sonora, for that wonderful piece on culture. Now we're going to be talking place. Ukraine is located in the southeast of Europe. It's mountainous, very hilly. It's not flat at all. It's
Somewhat like Oswego?
Like Oswego, exactly. Thank you, Sonora. East side is bordered by the Black Sea. Also, the west side is bordered by Belarus and North Russia. Until the 16th century, it was called Kiev, Rus. From the 13th and 16th century, it was under the influence of Poland. In 1654, a treaty was signed, and it was an agreement that Tsar of Muscovy was to protect Ukraine. Also, it was under the USSR. Is that correct? You know a little more about that, don't you?
Yes, Russia took over Ukraine as well as some other countries, and it was called the USSR, so they were not independent.
Indeed. Okay. Ukraine was declared independence from Russia in January January 28, 1918. In 1992, they became one of the founders of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. This is Tamara Barnes informing you on the movement in Kiev. This graph shows the use of online currency, while this graph is showing the population. And lastly, we have this graph that shows the population of males and females.
Breaking news. In the past few years, a nuclear explosion occurred in Chernobyl. This event caused land, rivers, and people to become contaminated with this nuclear waste. In fact, a river that runs through Chernobyl also runs through Kiev. And so that water has been contaminated, and many cannot drink that water.
Now, so have people been deformed from this?
Not many, but there are a few cases that has happened. Also, thyroid cancer has gone up due to this event.
Wow. They did contain it for a while. I know they did, but hasn't it been the containment? Didn't it?
Well, in fact, they did contain it at first in a porcelain dome. However, that started to crumble because, of course, of porcelain. So now they have remade one of metal. However, it's not in use, but they don't know how to clean up this nuclear waste.
Alright, thank you, Sonora. First, I'd like to talk a little bit about the layout of Ukraine. The geography of this place really makes an interesting city from multiple standpoints. To start, let's take a look at the general layout of Ukraine. So, the country of Ukraine is located in the southeastern corner of Europe, and directly to the north of Ukraine you find Belarus and Russia. If you go southeast of Ukraine you find the Black Sea, and if you go southwest you find Moldova, and then further down, Romania. Now that we can visualize more or less where the entire country is, I think we can see where the capital city lies with all of this, and how it is located in relation to geographic things. The capital city of Kiev, Ukraine, is located in the northern sector of Europe, or in the northern sector of Ukraine. Located at 50 degrees north and 30 degrees east, we can see that this map of Kiev almost divides the country into its two sections of east and west. The city itself is located a little south of Warsaw, Poland, and directly north of St. Petersburg, Russia, which would be up here. In this next topographic map, you can see a few aspects of Kiev that make it an ideal location for a capital city. The Dnieper River flows through Kiev, which makes the city a great trading hub throughout Europe. From the Black Sea, ships have great access throughout many areas of in the southeastern section of Europe. The elevation is also very reasonable at about 150 feet. This next chart here shows a lot about the aspect of religion. The religion and location of this place greatly tie into the religious factors. Because Kiev is a European city, we can find that the majority of religious people are Christian. However, being further away from more of the religious country may also leave an impact. There are a lot of irreligious people here at 63%, and that may be because of the removal from popular religious sites, and mainly removal from the center of Europe. Despite the lack of religious influence here, it's an extremely diverse place with a unique, exotic culture. For all you know, you may want to go there sometime. If you ever do think about it, here's some great info to remember. It's about a 12-hour flight time, average directly, from Portland to Ukraine. And the distance would be approximately 6,000 miles or 9,000 kilometers. Climate-wise, it has a typically cooler but humid climate. You have to pack right for that. The highest recorded temperature at 102.9 degrees. And a lowest of negative 26, which is very cold. Warmest months are June, July, and August because of the hemispheres. It's in the same hemisphere as the United States, so the seasons are roughly the same. Alright, well, with that, I can say Ukraine is a great place. And now, before I get too carried away, back to you guys up there.
Thank you guys all so much for watching our broadcast on Kiev, Ukraine. We hope to see you next time. This is SS Radio Weekly's broadcast.